really good quality symphony orchestras during our studies, because we always went with our teachers to their assigned symphonic orchestra. Those years there were 15,
Wow.
16, I don't know how many symphonic orchestras in Hungary.
And I can see the delight in your eyes as you recall,
Oh gosh.
working with these orchestras.
Imagine when you lift up that stick and 40,
they're
50
waiting
people
for
there.
you to instruct them. What does it feel like to be a conductor? I mean, we know what you do, but what does it feel like? Because I always get the impression that the conductor sometimes get the best of everything because his soul can be, really flowing with the music.
It's a lot of joy.
Yes.
As I said, the conductor's work is more at the rehearsal because you want to bring out from the musicians whatever they can and make it musically as close as possible to the composer's mind.
Yes.
To do that, you have to know the composer, you have to know the history. Background and everything of the time when the piece was created and such is a very complex work.
Now you talk about composers. Who is your favorite composer, if you've got one, and why?
Very difficult question.
Very difficult.
Very.
Well, can you give me a top three?
Mozart. Mozart, definitely Liszt, who my school was named from. They still say that Liszt was the best pianist ever, and he wrote a lot of piano pieces which we really love to play. And he was a very virtuous player, so those pieces are very challenging. And then there are plenty others: Bartók, Mendelssohn, Brahms, Debussy, all these.
So you don't have a favorite. You can draw
really
from all of them.
Yeah, plenty.
Yes.
Plenty.
And what about actual performers on the piano? And so,
well,
do you have
I had an idol when I was a kid, and he was Hungarian. He was a gypsy.
A gypsy
Pianist. His name was George Cifra. And for very similar reasons, political reasons, he had to leave Hungary. He ended up being in France. And he became very successful, and he purchased a church. And he extended the church with his own music academy, and he went back later, many years later, to Hungary. He went to Russia. He went all East European countries, and he picked up young people who he thought that they were talented, and he taught those people on his own expenses. He also
at his own expense.
Every second year he had a competition.
I see.
And it was
That's
great.
amazing.
And I've seen
Say his name again?
Cifra.
Cifra.
Czifra. Cifra. George Cifra.
Well, that's amazing. And he did tremendous work.
Incredible.
Incredible work. Okay, so we're going to take a pause here for a moment. And when we come back, we're going to talk about your early professional career. And then we'll move on to some other things, because you've had a life that's really full. And I'm sure there's a lot that you can share with us.
Sounds good.
So do stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back, and for those of you who might just be joining us, we've got the wonderful opportunity here to be chatting with Dr. Charles Brunner, and he is of course a concert pianist and four-time Guinness World Record holder. We're going to talk with him now in this segment about his professional career. Charles, you have of course had a long career performing, yes? We heard about your training and so. But perhaps one of the most exciting times for you, I believe, would have been as you engaged yourself in cruise ship entertainment with an international line. Tell us something about that.
That started in 1984.
84.
And, and that ended in 2005.
Wow.
So I spent 21 years cruising around the world. I had the fortune of visiting 169 countries
Lucky
around
you.
the world. And first I started with Cunard line, which was the Queen Elizabeth to Vistafjord, Sagafjord.